Welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight as well. President Gelle boosts digital innovation with the Startup Act in Djibouti. Center of Leadership and Entrepreneurship. Towards fair public procurement through greater transparency and equality. The Vision of Djibouti 35. And on the international scene, Kenya hosts the 36th General Conference of the International Scientific Council for Disease Control. Those were our major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. This morning, under the patronage of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, the Republic of Djibouti celebrated the launch of the Startup Act at the Center of Leadership and Entrepreneurship. The launch of the Startup Act is in recognition of the companies that contribute to economic growth, research and development of innovative products, the development of digital transformation, and the introduction of new business models that are essential to the country's sustainable development. This day illustrated the growth of the startup ecosystem in Djibouti under the leadership of the President of the Republic. The leadership of the President of the Republic, initiator of the center, dedicated to the promotion of entrepreneurial professions and incubation, which contributes to the growth of the private sector, the development of services, and an entrepreneurial culture that favors the production of consumer goods and services. The Startup Act aims to create a favorable environment for startups by introducing policies that encourage investment and encourage entrepreneurs and young talent to set up their own businesses. This ceremony was an opportunity to highlight the ambitions of this project and to closely involve stakeholders in the digital economy, entrepreneurs and their representatives, incubators and business creators, and public administrations. On his arrival, the President of the Republic headed for the exhibition stand set up in the outdoor area of the Leadership and Entrepreneurship Center. The event brought together dozens of talented young entrepreneurs to showcase their innovative ideas and products. The President wandered the aisles of the stand, chatting with exhibitors and discovering the products and services they had set up. All the projects supported by the incubator were brought together to present innovation initiatives to the guests. The President's visit to the Young Entrepreneur stand was an opportunity for him to see up close the products and services developed by these innovators, from cutting-edge technology to sustainable solutions, from handicrafts to unique products and services. The exhibitors demonstrated the diversity and quality of their projects. Many young entrepreneurs took the opportunity to discuss with the President the challenges they face and the opportunities they would like to see realized. The President's visit to the Young Entrepreneur stand was a landmark event that highlighted the importance of innovation and entrepreneurship to the country's economic and social development. It also reinforced the hope and determination of young people to contribute to the development of startups for the digital transformation of the country.
وعتهاي بولشوي تفير باراكيسانو توعيد كإسلام كيو يدير غنتا بقالي حقيق بوتير سانو وانا قبوت لحتك طبتو ابوه قديغي من ايوامي تياهو يبرواقي النبادي سالي طلاب ظهوري وقاد تنادو نبطوها طلاب ظهوري وقاد تنادوا النبض hayaba galibuu ku hayaayay hayaba dabaalaha lagu jabaayo hayaba balaa'iyo turunturada ey hayaba alla kaa tirinahaye hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba tilmaan aadmigu ku daydiyo hayaba taashki nabadda sidaayay hayaba dabkaadu habaysan tahay bay hayaba dunidu soo tiigsataayay hayaba tagaaga lagu dhargaayay hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba halkaad maanta taagan tahay iyo hayaba shaqaalahan ku tirsamaayay hayaba jabuutay waxaad u tahayay hayaba tirigii geeska iyo ey hayaba dalqaranaho taabagalayay hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta tallaabada horay u qaado hayaba janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba adduunku adaniya cidhib hayaba galibuu ku hayaayay hayaba dabaalaha lagu jabaayo hayaba balaa'iyo turunturada ey hayaba alla kaa tirinahaye hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba tilmaan aadmigu ku daydiyo hayaba taashki nabadda sidaayay hayaba dabkaadu habaysan tahay bay hayaba dunidu soo tiigsataayay hayaba tagaaga lagu dhargaayay hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba halkaad maanta taagan tahay iyo hayaba shaqaalahan ku tirsamaayay hayaba jabuutay waxaad u tahayay hayaba tirigii geeska iyo ey hayaba dalqaranaho taabagalayay hayaba tallaabada horay u qaado jabuuta tallaabada horay u qaado hayaba janaado nabad ku waaray hayaba
On this memorable day of the launch of the Startup Act, the visit continued with a meeting between the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the start-uppers to exchange views on various topics in the field of entrepreneurship and business creation. The event marked the start of a new era in encouraging entrepreneurship and innovation among young entrepreneurs, investors, and innovators, ambition project leaders who gathered to witness the launch of this major initiative. During this exchange, the President listened attentively to the visions of the young entrepreneurs, and these dialogues enabled the exhibitors to share their challenges, hopes, and aspirations. The day was filled with positive energy and hope for a promising future for young entrepreneurs. The President concluded the day by affirming that innovation is the engine of economic growth and that he is determined to ensure that the country's young talent reaches its full potential. The launch of the Startup Act marked a crucial step in promoting entrepreneurship within the country, and the President's willingness to engage directly with the young innovators who play a part in its prosperity and development. During the exchange, the young entrepreneurs took the opportunity to present their innovations, services, and products in person to the President of the Republic to highlight the benefits of their products and discuss the challenges they face. The President listened attentively to each exhibitor and their innovative ideas presented in different sectors, from health services to agriculture to the creation of glasses for the blind.
Les touristes du monde entier
During the discussions and exchange, the former Tunisian Minister of ICT and other ICT leaders and experts took the floor to express their support and share their ideas. These exchanges were an opportunity to recall the importance of supporting young entrepreneurs as drivers of economic growth and innovation, to support the cause of entrepreneurship and discuss future opportunities, and to encourage young people to persevere in their efforts. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, took the floor to express his unwavering support for entrepreneurs. Let's listen to His Excellency.
Je suis satisfait de votre présentation.
The exchanges between the President and young entrepreneurs on this memorable day of the launch of a Startup Act. The visit continued with a meeting between the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and the startup uppers to exchange views on various topics in the field of entrepreneurship and business creation. The event marked by the start of a new era in encouraging entrepreneurship and innovation among young entrepreneurs, innovators, and ambitious project leaders who gathered to witness the launch of this major initiative. During these exchanges, the President listened attentively to the visions of the young entrepreneurs of this dialogue, enabled the exhibitors to share their challenges, hopes, and aspirations. The day was filled with positive energy and hope for a promising future for young entrepreneurs. The President concluded the day by affirming that innovation is the engine of economic growth and that he is determined to ensure that the country's young talent reaches its full potential. The launch of the Startup Act marked a crucial step in promoting entrepreneurship within the countries and the President's willingness to engage directly the young innovators who play a part in this prosperity and development.
The Startup Act launch ceremony then took place in the auditorium of the center, where a presentation of the Startup Act project was highlighted by the speeches from the guests who took part in this day. The event symbolized the President of the Republic's unprecedented commitment to entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic development. Young entrepreneurs, innovators, and government officials came together to mark the beginning of a new era of opportunity for business founders. The Startup Act aims to provide a favorable environment for business creators to realize their dreams, create opportunities for entrepreneurs by providing financial support and promoting innovation. The President reaffirmed his commitment to implement this legislation effectively and ensure that it fully benefits young entrepreneurs. The active participation of the President in the work of the ceremony testifies to the importance of entrepreneurship for the sustainable development of the country. The Minister Delegate in charge of the Digital Economy Innovation, Madam Mariam Hamadou, took the floor to underline the key levers that will contribute to the access of the Startup Act. In her captivating speech, she spoke on the development of incubators and gas pedals, as well as the importance of making Djibouti an attractive destination for players in the digital economy. In a speech full of joy and optimism, the President of the Republic took the floor to highlight an essential element, the potential of Djibouti's bold youth. He stressed that Djibouti had already demonstrated its potential whether in the port sector or in telecommunications. However, the President affirmed that he now saw another major potential within the country, embodied by young people ready to innovate, to undertake, and to take risks. Let's listen to the President of the Republic.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Mesdames et messieurs,
Speaking at the event, President Guelleh emphasized the central role of entrepreneurship and the digital economy in an increasingly digitalized world. We remain convinced that the level of our nation's growth will depend on our ability to fully embrace the ongoing digital revolution, declared President Guelleh. He then took stock of the positive prospects for the development of digital entrepreneurship. With the ambitious visions of the smart nation, we have placed innovation, adaptability, and modernity at the heart of our approach, said the head of state. Startups, through hotbeds of innovation, are a driving force behind digital transformations, creating jobs, introducing cutting-edge technology, and driving economic growth. noted President Gelle, describing the regulatory framework Startup Act Djibouti, now set to govern the national digital entrepreneurship sector as a fertile ground for the birth, growth, and success of innovative businesses. Our vision is to provide startups with a dynamic and stimulating ecosystem supported by a robust infrastructure, appropriated resources, and an atmosphere conducive to creativity, said the President of the Republic, who called for a general drive in our society around digital entrepreneurship. We are encouraging the development of incubators and gas pedals, which are essential structures for providing startups with training, advices, and financing, declared the head of state.
In the same spirit, the head of state recalled that it is in taking risks that the true engine of progress lies. In this context, he appealed to all Djiboutians, institutions, and companies alike to support, encourage, and invest in the country's startups. He expressed his personal commitment as president to overcoming any obstacles that might stand in the way of this development. Let's listen to him.
At the end of his speech, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, expressed his vision in a few words to a packed auditorium. He declared that every era presents its challenges and being today at a crucial crossroads. He stressed that it was everyone's responsibility to accompany the youth in this quest. He added that the first mission of all the country's institutions was to accompany young people into this new world focused on innovations and digital technology, to support them so that they could represent our countries in international competitions. More importantly, he reminded us that our young peoples must be able to guide us into this new digital world, insisting that our countries must not miss the boat. Further on, the head of state stressed that as a nation, it was our duty to march in a single direction, supporting those who are building our futures marked by progress and prosperity. He also spoke at the need to join forces in the fight against poverty, unemployment, and the obstacles that stand in the way of our national progress. The President encouraged us to seize the opportunities that present themselves, stressing that it is not just a question of limiting ourselves to the traditional commercial activities of buying and selling, but also of thinking about these issues in a greater depth. The head of state stressed the importance of keeping pace with today's fast-paced world and showing the rest of the world that we have charted our own path out of poverty and dependence using our resources, means, and expertise. He concluded by emphasizing that it was by working together that we could achieve these goals.
The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Deleta, today received the Honorable Jean Charles, Member of the Parliament of the Second Constituency of the French Department of Finistère, and member of the French National Defense and Armed Forces Committee, who is on a working mission in Djibouti. During their discussions, the President of the Parliament and his interlocutor took stock of relations between our two countries in general. During his meeting with the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Jean Charles was accompanied by the Ambassador of the French Republic to Djibouti. Also present on the Djiboutian side were the President of the Defense Committee, Madame Nouriya Wabari, the Secretary General of the Parliament, Mr. Ismail Oulal, the Director of Legal Expertise, Madame Man Mohamed Jama', and the Director of Cabinet of the President of the Parliament, Mr. Idris Mohamed Ahmed. At the end of the meeting, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Deleta took his host's exchange gifts. The Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General of the Army Corps, Mr. Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, received the Member of Parliament for the Second Constituency, Mr. Jean Charles, Member of the National Defense on the French Armed Forces Committee at the Hotel Officers Hassan Bassouma of the General Directorate of International Relations. This courtesy meeting between these two personalities is part of the bilateral relations between the two countries. During this occasion, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim recalled the excellent cooperative relations between the two armies, particularly with regard to military training, and underlined his availability to work further to consolidate these ties of friendship. During their discussions, the two men discussed the exceptional nature of diplomatic relations between Djibouti and France, based on cooperation and security in the region. At the end of this meeting, Mr. Jean Charles welcomed the level of relations of cooperation and solidarity between the two countries. The General pledged to work more to strengthen, consolidate, and expand these ties of cooperation. At the end of this courtesy visit, the two officials exchanged gifts, and the family photo closed the meeting.
adduunyada dhammaanteed udubkoodii baato adduunyada dhammaanteed udubkoodii baato haddaan armi jirin odayada gaboobiyo ubadkiyo haweenkiyo oryugu maseexeen adduunyada dhammaanteedi udubkoodii baato adduunyada dhammaanteedi udubkoodii baato haddaan armi jirin.
The CMP National Public Procurement Commission, in collaboration with the National Human Rights Commission and the United Nations Development Programme, held a meeting this morning, September 10, at the People's Palace. The work carried out by the National Public Procurement Commission is primarily aimed at ensuring equal access to public contractors for all, equal treatment for bidders, and transparency in public procurement procedures. The reform of public procurement system initiated by the National Public Commission over the last 2 years in accordance with the directives of the head of state has strengthened the institutional architecture as well as our organizational structure in the best interests of all players involved in the public procurement process and particular public purchases at the private sector. The Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti accredited to the Federal Republic of Germany, Mr. Yassin Hussein Douali, participated in the hearings of the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea on September 14, 2023 in Hamburg. During the hearings, Mr. Yassin Hussein delivered a speech before the court meeting in plenary session to present the position of the Republic of Djibouti on the question concerning the request for an advisory opinion submitted by the Commission of Small Island States to Climate Change and International Law. During this presentation, Ambassador Yassin Hussein advocated for the small island and coastal states which the Republic of Djibouti is part of. During his speech, the ambassador highlighted the disastrous consequences of climate change on the ecosystem as well as on the populations residing in the coastal areas of our country, while supporting the commitments and the achievements of the Republic of Djibouti within the framework of the 2035 vision set by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, sleeping sickness is still rife in the 36 sub-Saharan African countries where testis flies while transmit the disease are found. The populations most exposed to these flies and therefore to disease are rural populations dependent on agriculture, fishing, livestock, breeding, or hunting. This disease is responsible for economic losses estimated at nearly 25 billion francs in 2021. Well, but these are Blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.